Your digital workspace looks like a robot garage. ChatGPT here, Zapier there, Airtable somewhere in the back collecting dust. You've got dashboards breeding like rabbits, each one promising to save you time. But somehow, your mornings still start the same way. 10 tabs open, 5 logins later, and a silent prayer that today, your automations might actually cooperate. I get it. I've been that person, chasing every new AI app that trended on X, thinking the next one would finally unlock flow. But instead of freedom, I built a Frankenstein. Wires everywhere, systems that collapsed the moment one API hiccuped. Then I learned something that flipped everything. You don't need more tools, you need one system. Not a tech stack, not a magic app. A system that connects everything you already use, that scales quietly in the background while you focus on actual growth. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you how to build exactly that. Step by step, no code, no chaos, just clarity. Let's be honest, AI right now feels like the Wild West. New tools pop up faster than you can say automation. Everyone promises miracles. Write your content, find your clients, run your business while you sleep. But if you peek behind the curtain, most solopreneurs are drowning in their own tech. I read a Reddit thread last week. A freelancer wrote, "I spend more time connecting tools than doing client work." Thousands of upvotes. That's the reality for so many. The truth? Every tool solves a micro problem. ChatGPT writes, Zapier connects, Airtable stores, but none of them think together. And when you rely on disconnected parts, your workflow is like a car with 3 steering wheels. One turn and the whole thing veers off. The result? Missed leads, broken automations, and the worst one? Burnout masked as productivity. I learned that the hard way. Back when I built my first AI workflow agency, I thought stacking more tools meant scaling faster. At one point, I was paying for 11 subscriptions: Notion for planning, Zapier for automations, Make for testing, ClickUp for tracking, and ChatGPT for literally everything else. It looked impressive until it wasn't. The moment one link broke, the entire chain snapped. A single field name change in Airtable wiped my leads for 2 days. That was my wake-up call. So I scrapped everything and started fresh. One system, one logic, one command center. It didn't just simplify things, it scaled them. Now, whether I add 1 new client or 10, the system adapts automatically. That's the secret I want to hand you today. Here's the harsh truth. Every new tool increases your complexity tax. Each app has its own logic, its own update cycle, its own way of breaking silently when you least expect it. It's like building a house out of mismatched bricks. No matter how many you add, it still leaks. A system, on the other hand, is architecture. It's the foundation that tells each part where to fit. When you stop thinking in tools and start thinking in systems, everything changes. You stop reacting and start orchestrating. You stop managing tasks and start managing outcomes. You stop wasting time fixing geeks and start scaling what already works. That's what I call system thinking. And it's what separates the freelancers hustling 12 hours a day from the founders running smooth, scalable AI engines. Let's break it down into something you can actually build. 3 layers. Capture, automate, optimize. Think of it as your AI pyramid, stable, strong, and scalable. Layer 1, capture, the control hub. Every system starts with clarity. This is where all your inputs flow: leads, ideas, tasks, prompts, client updates, into one single source of truth. For me, that's Airtable. For you, it could be Notion, Coda, or even Google Sheets. The key is one intake brain. Here's how it works. Instead of writing prompts randomly or saving data across 20 tabs, you funnel it all into this hub. Every row, every field, every update lives here. Think of it like building your cockpit, every switch within reach. Layer 2, automate, the engine room. This is where movement happens. Zapier, Make, or N8N becomes your engine, connecting that central hub to your tools. Email, content, analytics, all triggered from the same command center. Example, a new lead lands in Airtable, instantly triggers an email via Gmail, logs the chat in Notion, and kicks off ChatGPT to draft a personalized follow-up. All in seconds without touching a single button. This is what separates busy automation from smart automation. You're not building random zaps, you're building arteries for a living system. Layer 3, optimize, the growth brain. Here's where most stop and where scaling truly begins. Once your system runs, you teach AI to monitor it. Every week, I run a Grok or GPT audit with a prompt. Scan my automation logs. Flag patterns of delay, failure, or duplication. It returns insights faster than any manual review. Then I tweak one step, and my entire system improves itself. This is where your setup evolves from working to thinking. Imagine it like this. Layer 1 is your foundation, solid concrete. Layer 2 is your wiring, hidden but powerful. Layer 3 is your smart grid, self-healing when something shorts. That's not a tech stack. That's a scalable ecosystem. Let me ground this with a story. Meet Maya, a freelance brand strategist who DM'd me 3 months ago, drowning in tools. She had ChatGPT for scripts, Notion for planning, Airtable for data, Zapier for automation, and still, nothing worked smoothly. She said, "I feel like the tools are running me." So we rebuilt her setup using the 3-layer system. One Airtable base for every client project. Zapier as the connector, pushing updates, auto-sending deliverables, logging completed tasks. Then we plugged Grok in as her AI analyst, reviewing which automations failed weekly. 30 days later, her chaos turned into clarity. No more tool switching, no more panic debugging. Her client onboarding dropped from 3 hours to 20 minutes. And here's the wild part. She doubled her capacity without hiring anyone. That's the magic of one unified system. It scales silently. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Tools are like puzzle pieces. They mean nothing until you see the picture. A system gives you that picture. The AI era doesn't reward people who use the most tools. It rewards those who connect the right ones. Every successful solopreneur I know isn't bragging about their stack. They're bragging about their flow. You can build the same without coding, without hiring, without the overwhelm. Let me give you 3 pro hacks that'll save you months of headaches. The 2-tool rule: before adding anything new, ask, "Can I solve this with the 2 tools I already have?" 80% of the time, the answer is yes. The AI audit prompt. Once a week, run a GPT prompt. Review my workflow for duplicate or unnecessary tools. It's like spring cleaning your tech life. The outcome lens. Every automation must tie to one outcome: time saved, revenue earned, or stress reduced. If it doesn't, delete it. These 3 alone will turn your setup from clutter to clarity. Listen, building systems isn't just about being productive. It's about buying back your mental space. The peace of logging in, seeing everything run smoothly, and realizing you've built something that works for you, not against you. That moment, when you sip coffee while your AI sends proposals and updates tasks, that's when you know you've crossed the line from freelancer to founder. And it doesn't take another tool, it takes a system. If this hits home, start now. Pick one hub, Airtable, Notion, whatever feels natural, and declare it your control center. Then link it to one automation engine, Zapier, Make, or N8N. Finally, set AI as your observer. Let it help you find cracks before they grow. That's your foundation. You don't need a PhD in tech. You just need a plan that scales. Quietly, powerfully, predictably. In my next video, I'm pulling back the curtain on how to turn that same system into a client-getting machine, automating your outreach without losing authenticity. So hit subscribe, ring the bell, and let's build systems that buy back your life. Until then, remember, it's not the tools that make you unstoppable, it's how you connect them.